Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents G.I. Joe Tuesday. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with the G.I. Joe Classified Series, number 112, Clutch with VAMP, Multi-Purpose Attack Vehicle. Let's get into it! Let's start things off with a look at the packaging. And here on the front, we've got a nice, big, practical photo of Clutch and the VAMP. And then here we have, warning, don't stick things in your pie hole if they don't belong there. Nice little window here showing off Clutch. Hasbro print, G.I. Joe Classified Series, G.I. Joe Clutch with VAMP Multi-Purpose Attack Vehicle. 4 and up, and the assortment number right here. On the top, G.I. Joe star and number 112. On this side, some nice artwork of Clutch. Let's see, I'll have to turn it sideways so you can kind of see it. And then G.I. Joe Classified Series number 112. On the other side, little sliver of a window here. Another artwork of Clutch, the G.I. Joe star. His skill set symbols that you can go to GIJoe.com and look up. Number 112. Here is the QR code, which probably will only take you to shop.hasbro.com. G.I. Joe star, G.I. Joe Classified Series. And none of this stuff is embossed like it used to be on the plastic free packaging. On the bottom here, small print, fine print, legalese print, made in China print. Symbols I'm not going to learn, and a barcode. That's pretty much it on the bottom. On the back, we have number 112, G.I. Joe, Clutch with VAMP Multi-Purpose Attack Vehicle, the G.I. Joe star. Some nice digital renders of close-ups of some of the features of the figure in the vehicle. Nice digital render of the vehicle, Clutch, and the accessories. And then here, it says, parents, GIJoe.com. And then, don't stick things in any language pie hole that do not belong there. Don't give it to babies. Attention, especially don't stick it in your French pie hole. And then, what's included? Some more small fine legalese made China print and Hasbro print. That, my friends, completes our look at the packaging. Let's take a look at the figure, accessories, and the vehicle. And first up, let's take a look at the direction pamphlet that comes with it. Warning, don't stick things in your pie hole. Attention, especially don't stick things in your French pie hole. Nice line art illustration of the figure and vehicle. G.I. Joe Classified Series, Clutch with VAMP, Multi-Purpose Attack Vehicle. And then on the inside, it tells you how to put stuff together. Of course, you do have to pop the wheels on, and they go on fairly easy. And you have to put the guns on. You have to put the ammo cans on, although what it shows here is wrong. And then, you know, the lights, shovels, this piece, that piece, gas cans, axe. And then on the back, oh, the figure, he sits in there too. How about that? Awesome. So that does it for the pamphlet. And let's take a look at the accessories. And there is some assembly required. Some of it's already been done here, simply because I didn't want to waste a whole lot of time doing the whole assembly on camera. So the stuff that goes on the hood is on there, the lights are on there, and that's pretty much it. So here is the gun platform. And I say platform. The ammo cans go here, and then all 3 pieces for the gun attached here. 1 gun, 2 gun, and then the middle piece. And then then you can see there's some diamond plate on this ammo canister landing or platform or whatever you want to call it. And then we have this piece that goes in the middle, and you can see it does have some nice molded details on it, and it does take you back to that classic look of the original Mark I VAMP. And then how this goes on here, you can see there's a port here, and of course a big old peg on this piece, and you just line those up and pop those in there. And then we have 2 of these mod deuce, and 5647 and 5647. So they are both exactly the same right down to the tampo. And then you can see here where you put the ammo in it, the handles, and then the thumb press for the activations in there. And then here's some air holes in the barrel right there. And then you can put muzzle flash effects on this. And again, both of these are the same. And the way I like to put this together is this middle piece right here, this middle gap. It's perfectly sized for the post that's on the stand, and I think it lines up really good with how the rear of the gun sits. So I really think that's how it's supposed to sit. So there we go, we have that, and those are all on there. Now as far as the ammo cans go, again, what they show on the instructions is not correct, but what you do is, well, let's take a look at the ammo can. Of course I bumped the camera. So basically, you know, it has some nice molded details in it, some nice paint app here on the bullet, and I think it's molded in like this brass gold color, and then the belt part is the paint app. And of course you can see the bullets are supposed to face one way, and you just kind of feed them in there. So that feels like it's gonna stop. And then the ammo can sits here, but as you can see, it doesn't sit super duper that way. You can turn it like this way, but that, although it looks cooler, I feel like it's gonna get caught up under here in, you know, real life, were they to have a vehicle like this. And the other side, you just line up the same, and look, the bullets have come out. But what I'm gonna do with mine is I'm gonna put some magnets in the canisters and stick them together and see if they'll sit on the platform together well, or if they're gonna need a magnet in this platform as well to kind of hold them down. But you just do that with the ammo cans and the ammo on both sides of the weapons. Stick the ammo can in there. See, I think it looks cool sitting this way, but again, I don't think that's, you know, it feels like that's gonna get caught up. So I'm gonna put a magnet in each of them so that they'll stick together like this, and maybe that'll, the weight of it, even though it's not much, will keep it down. It may not. Next up, we have 2 gas cans. Pretty standard looking gas can. It's flammable, danger, #1. And it does have nice molded detail. It's all molded in the green plastic there. And again on this one, danger, and it's #2. Then next up, let's go ahead and finish with what actually stores on the vehicle. You have the shovel. Again, nice molded detail, molded in the appropriate colored plastic. And then here we have an axe. It's got this nice red paint app on the blade. And then molded in this plastic. And last piece that connects to the vehicle is this fire extinguisher, and I do believe it's molded in this darker color here, and the red is a paint amp, and it stores away in the vehicle as well. Now for the figure, here we have handy dandy tweezers. Let's take a look at his weapon. You see it's got a star on the grip, nice molded details, one little paint app there on the handle, or the hand grip, however you want to call it. So very nice piece there. His other weapon is this shotgun, which I want to say is the same shotgun that CoverGirl had. I could be mistaken, but it looks like it's molded in this plastic, and these are paint amps. Of course, I could have that backwards, and it does have some nice molded details on it. There is no storage for that though. And then of course, what's a good vehicle operator without a wrench? So here we have his wrench, and I do believe maybe the green plastic is what it's molded in, and then the black is a paint amp, or it could be the other way around. Again, I'm not 100% sure on that. Then we have his helmet, and I do believe we've seen this helmet before. Roadblock, maybe more the Amazon exclusive Roadblock, heavy artillery Roadblock. And then he has this helmet as well, which is similar to Grunt and the, what do they call them, Iron Brigade or Steel Core, I don't remember. I only started that review, I haven't finished it yet. So let's slide the vehicle up out of frame, or mostly out of frame, for just a minute and take a look at clutch. And it does look okay. I'm not sure how I feel about this face sculpt though. It almost feels like it doesn't fit in with the rest of the line, and I'm not sure what it is about it. Maybe it's some of the angles for the beard and the hair or something. I'm not sure. It's not that it's a bad looking figure or anything like that, head sculpt. It's, you know, it's not. It feels maybe a little out of place in this line, but I'm not sure. Then we have this overlay here, and it's covering just a standard ab hinge, but he does have ball joint in the waist, and then everything else is pretty standard as far as articulation goes, but we will go over it. And he's got these tampos here for tattoos, and then this tattooed tampo over on this side. And then it looks, for the most part, everything is molded in color with just a few paint amps. Oh, we have this tampo right here, which is American flag, although it looks like it's backwards. Is that intentional? I'm not sure. And then he's got some nice molded details just throughout, like most of G.I. Joe Classified series. And overall, I think it's a nice looking figure. Well, let's take a look at his articulation. He can look up that high, and it's on, the head is on the dumbbell. It's not on the ball and hinge. So he can look up that far. He can look down that far. He's got chicken neck. He's got waggle. He can do the full exorcist. At the shoulder, can raise his arm up slightly past 90 degrees, full 360 degree rotation there. Also butterfly hinge, back that far, forward that far, and cut here at the upper bicep for another 360 degree rotation. And double hinged pinless elbow, and it gives you, did I get it all the way? I don't know. Let's see if I can get the maximum out of it. There we go. That's the maximum bend. And then up and down hinge on this wrist with a 360 degree rotation, and then in and out hinge on this wrist with 360 degree rotation. Again, the overlay does hinder that ab hinge in there, but I kind of peeked up under it and saw that it was the actual hinge. And then the ball joint at the waist, and in conjunction with the overlay on, he can lean back that far, forward that far. He's got hula. He has a 360-degree rotation there at the waist, at the hips. That pull down hinge in the hips there gives him that much of the splits. He can kick forward approximately 90 degrees and back about a step. Cut here at the upper thigh for another 360-degree rotation. Double hinged pinless knee. And, you know, I had this thing working earlier. There we go. It's only kind of sort of stuck. So, at the knee, you get that much bend. Then, at about the mid-shin, there is a boot cut. Another 360-degree rotation. At the ankle, tilts down that far. Tilts up that far. And forward-facing pin for rocker. And as far as storage goes, the wrench, he does have a little loop right here that the wrench is supposed to go into, and there we go. Goes right in there. His pistol goes in this chest holster and fits in there pretty good. And then you have your choice of helmets. If you have more than one of these guys, you know, you'll want to use the other one. But there's the primary helmet, and it just goes on his head. It's fairly loose, to be honest, because it was made for a figure with a bigger head. This one actually fits him better. And if you get more than one VAMP, you probably, you know, the additional guys would wear that. And then as far as the shotgun goes, there is no storage for it. Or at least if there is, I haven't found it yet. So when he's not in the VAMP, he just has to hold his shotgun. So that's not too bad there. Now let's pull the VAMP back out. Take a look at it, and as you can see, it rolls pretty well. The wheels, when you clip the wheels in, they don't really go that far, and there's some play in them. And in fact, when it's sitting, it sometimes will, you know, the wheels will spread out when it's just sitting. And as you can see, I've already put the lights on here, and they just clip on this bar, and same here. But you do have to be careful how you put them on, because there is a notch in this bar and two notches in this bar that has corresponding ridges in these pieces as they stick on, so that you can get them in the proper position. This is a piece you have to put on. This is a piece you have to put on. It says United States on the tampo right here. Caution. And the hood does open to reveal an engine, so you can actually work on it. It does have a working winch, and I just clipped mine to its, you know, to the rope, just to put it up here and get it out of the way. But you can pull it out, and then it's got this little gear piece right here, and you just wind it back up. And I'm sure there's probably another way to store that, but that's how I'm gonna do it. It probably hooks to these, which look like separate pieces. And this one does not like to stay on. I'll go ahead and tell you. You get it in the right place, and it still doesn't like to stay on. But I do like how they have the translucent plastic put in the lights to give it that look. And these lights and these lights, they're all exactly the same. And then a little bit of a paint amp here for the headlights. Caution! And then, like I said, these are separate pieces, and they just kind of clip in there. I'm not going to try to mess with them too much. Molded chain in there, caution. And on this side, 5647 matches up with the numbers on the gun. First med aid kit. Okay. Then we have the G.I. Joe Star Tampo on there. And then to unlatch, follow the directions on there. And then, you know, we have a nice rubbery wheel on there and just plastic hub. And most of this is molded in the appropriate colored plastic. Here's danger, and then it's got a description there. The American flag on there, which again I feel like is turned backwards. Maybe that's just me. Got a couple of paint apps here. Got some places to stand on, help you get in there. Gas cap right here to unlatch, and then directions. And we have this piece that holds the gas cans, and it looks like we've got some paint apps inside for the brake light. Stand away, and it looks like these might be little bitty exhaust. And then we have a trailer hitch right here, and it looks like it turns a little bit, so that might be a good thing. And then here on the other side is pretty much the same. Danger, and then the description of the danger, G.I. Joe, toolkit in here, and then there's some procedures in here, 5647 to unlatch, and the instructions, and the G.I. Joe star. One last thing I want to say, the mirrors are actually have a reflective piece in it. I don't know if it's plastic, if it's a sticker. It's most likely a sticker, like a chrome sticker, but it does have a nice mirrored finish to it. Now, as far as the primary weapon for the vehicle goes, once you get it put together like I have it here, you can see there's a port right there. There's a small little post right here, and you just line those up. And push it down on there, and then you got a little bit of tilt on there. The steering wheel, it does actually turn, and I forgot to look in the cockpit there. There's actually some color details inside the cockpit, and it's very nice looking. Two other pieces that you have to put on are these handles right here, and they just clip onto these bars here. One other feature, the windshield is actually on hinges and will fold down if need be. And it just kind of sits there. It doesn't really latch into place. And then here we have the gear shift, and it actually moves as well. So that's pretty cool, and that'll help you, with posing and stuff. Now, as far as the accessories that store on the vehicle, let me move these guns back out of the way. And so anyway, that post stayed on here. Oh, and another thing, and it's not that I just noticed it, but I just remembered it. The wheels do have springs in them, so it's like that. It has shocks. Then we have this little C-clip right here, and that is where the fire extinguisher goes. And then we'll pop the guns back on there. Maybe. So a lot of nice little features in this that, you may not see right off. So here's the gas cans. We'll put number 2 over here, and we'll put number 1 over here with the handles kind of like that. Then as far as storage for the axe, and I'm sure maybe you could probably store the shotgun here if you wanted to, although these clips are pretty thin, so you just kind of clip that axe down in there, and it's pretty tight. It stays. It's not going anywhere. And then the last piece here is the shovel, and it stores this way with the blade, or the spade, facing this way, and this is what I call the face of it, so face down, and it just clips into place here. There you go. I don't know if y'all heard that or not, but again, it stays on there. The only things that are really loose are the ammo canisters and the gas cans. They don't really secure in there. They're just kind of sitting in there, and the same with the ammo cans. So there is that. And of course, I'm not gonna, this review is gonna be long enough, so I'm not gonna try and sit here and show you, how to fit the guy in there. You guys, if you're collecting, you know how to figure it out. But there, my friends, we have a look at Clutch and his accessories, and the VAMP and its accessories. It's time for my favorite part of a review, comparisons. And we're going to start things off with some vehicle comparisons. And here we have Star Wars The Black Series, Luke Skywalker and his land speeder. Let's see if we can fit that in the frame. There we go. So that's how those compare up. Here we have the Marvel Legends series Logan and motorcycle, or Wolverine and motorcycle. So that's how it compares up with the Marvel Legends vehicles. Here's the G.I. Joe Classified series Target exclusive Cobra Island, Breaker, and Ram Cycle. So there's some G.I. Joe vehicles compared up, and that will be what the rest of the vehicle comparisons are. Next up, we have the Target exclusive G.I. Joe Classified series Cobra Island, Baroness, and Cobra Coil. Here's the G.I. Joe Classified series Flight Pod and Televiper. For our final vehicle comparison, here we have the VAMP with, way out of frame, the Hasbro Pulse exclusive PulseCon, I forget which year now, Serpentor and Air Chariot. And that completes the vehicle comparisons. Here's the G.I. Joe Classified series Clutch with the Valaverse Action Force Swarm Trooper with Swarm Gear, and the Valaverse Action Force Scarab. For our final set of comparisons, here we have the G.I. Joe Classified series Clutch with, from the Marvel Legends series, making his cameo appearance, Stan the Man Lee. Our final G.I. Joe Classified series comparison, the Hasbro Pulse exclusive Regal variant Cobra Commander. From Star Wars The Black Series, the Archive Edition 501st Legion Clone Trooper. And for a 7-inch scale comparison, from the Masters of the Universe Masterverse line, the 40th Anniversary He-Man. For final thoughts on the G.I. Joe Classified series Clutch and VAMP multi-purpose attack vehicle, I have to say, the figure is pretty good, except there's just something about the head sculpt that I feel doesn't quite fit in with the rest of the line. I'm not sure exactly what it is. Maybe the hair is a little too angular or something. It looks a little too anime-ish maybe, and it makes him stand out a little bit from the other figures, in my opinion. But the deco, especially the tattoos, the tampos on the arms, they look really, really great. And I think overall it's a pretty good figure and a nice addition to the line. Now, we get to the VAMP, and I have to say, it's not bad either. In fact, it's pretty good. I do think it has nice molding. There's a lot of it that is molded in, you know, the correct colored plastic, and that's fine. I do wish there would have been storage for the shotgun somewhere, unless I'm just missing it. But I would have liked for all the accessories and even the helmet to have had a space in the vehicle to be stored. And again, maybe I'm just missing it. I don't know. Where the issue comes in with this vehicle, excuse me, is the ammo box and belts. And they just don't sit properly, like, especially like it's showing the instructions. In the instructions, it doesn't even show it sitting on the platform like what they're sitting on now. As you see it spinning around, you know, they're just sitting on the deck, the back deck. And yeah, that's a little weird. But in order to get mine to sit like they are, I had to drill some holes in the boxes and the platforms, install magnets, and then even then, to get the belts to look like they do now, they're still not like I want them, but I think they look okay like they are. I still had to heat the belts up and bend them and hold them in position while they cooled off. I probably could have dipped them in some water, but that's a whole nother thing. So in order to actually get it to look right, you do have to do some modifications on that area. Now, one thing that you could do is to turn the ammo boxes to where the bottoms face each other, and then the bullets feed from the bottom of the box into the belt. And if you don't want to do any modifications, that one works okay. It just doesn't seem like it's correct, maybe. I'm not sure. I've never worked these types of weapons, so I'm not sure exactly what would and wouldn't work, and how it would look and how it wouldn't look. But as far as everything else, this is a pretty good vehicle. It's got shocks on it, which I know they probably said that in a live stream, and I probably just forgot it. But it does have nice detailing on the wheels. The wheels are rubber. Oh, the other issue for me are the lights that go on the front bar. They just don't tend to want to stay in place, as they don't clip on as well as I feel like they should, I guess. And you could probably fix that with a little bit of glue, or just leave them off altogether, whatever your preference might be. But I like the decos on here. The mold is good. You know, we're going to get out of this, I'm sure, the VAMP Mark II with a new colored clutch. And by that I mean its clothes being more tan, maybe, like the original figures. And then, of course, we'll probably get a stinger off of this mold as well. And that's fine, because those are, you know, vehicles that I really, really liked growing up. You know, I used the heck out of the Stinger. It was awesome. And, you know, the driver in those, like, very lighter colors, the gray, I guess it was, it really sparked my imagination as a child. Now, one thing I would have liked to have seen on this vehicle is like some kind of pull-out piece for a platform, or maybe something that hooks into the the vehicle hook in the back. Some type of platform where somebody could actually stand and work those guns, seeing as how they're set up with the handles for somebody to work them. The hitch, that's what I was talking about. The hitch, as you can see it coming by and going by now. So something that would hook to the hitch, and you know, a platform where somebody could stand and shoot the guns. That would have been kind of cool too. I'm sure somebody will design something like that for 3D printing. If they haven't already, they may have already. And I don't know what else I can say about this. Again, overall, I do believe that the whole set is a good addition to the line. And if you're on the fence about it, maybe this review will help you make up your mind. Well, that does it for the review. I hope that you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very, very much for supporting this channel through viewing. If you are interested in supporting my channel further, I'm now offering memberships at various tiers. Click the join button on my YouTube page or check this video's description for the link and see if any membership offers are right for you, but only if you are in a position to do so. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you would like to see more content or just help the channel grow, or both, that's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.